Hey, what's going on, Shoetube? Welcome to another episode of Soul Searching. I'm your host, Jamin, and today we got a completely different video than what I've ever done on this channel, and I think different than what maybe most of y'all are used to seeing on Shoetube, so to speak. This one's going to be about, so let me take a step back. I've looked at the demographics of my channel and who watches my channel. Most of the time, it's folks in between the ages of 18 and 25. Most of my audience is 25 to 35, and then I have some that's 35 and up. So what I want to do today, I've had a few people ask me, Jamin, what do you do for a living? I don't sell shoes, okay? I collect shoes, and I do sell some of them from time to time, but I'm not a sneaker reseller for my full-time job. Actually, what I do for a living, I've been in the insurance industry for the past 17 years, and I've had the opportunity to work for 2 Fortune 150 companies. Started off as a claims processor and worked my way all the way up into senior leadership. And during that time, I've learned a lot of things about being in a leadership role. So what I want to do today is I want to take a shoe right here, and I want to compare a shoe to what I've learned in leadership. So if that sounds interesting to you, please continue watching. I promise you, I've learned a lot over the years. I've learned what to do and what not to do, at least from my perspective, and what's helped me out with my career. Currently, I am a digital design associate manager for a Fortune 150 company. So if you've ever been out on the internet and you've had to go out and pay premium or do whatever you need to do online, okay, I'm not going to get into the depth details, but part of my job is to ensure that that experience online is easy for the customer, okay? And so I've had the opportunity to work with great teams in the past. I have a great team around me now, but I really want to take a shoe and define leadership in 5 steps, 5 things that I've learned in the past for leadership. So with that being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and help support this channel to grow. I would be much appreciative for that. And if you enjoyed today's content and you think it's a little different than what you've heard before on Shoetube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So this is the Kobe 6 Grinch, the Protro. You guys know this shoe. This is a all-time classic shoe. I'm proud to have it in my collection, but how does this shoe fit into leadership? So number one, I'm going to start off with the back of this shoe right here. You guys can pick that up. Hopefully that's the signature. Okay, that's Kobe Bryant's signature. What does that mean? What does that mean? In leadership terms, what does that signature mean? It means he was a person. Okay, he is a person. He is not a number. Even though we know Kobe by 24 and 8, that was a number he wore, okay, on the basketball court. In business, everybody typically will have a number assigned to them, okay? But you're not a number. And as a leader, you can't think of your individuals as numbers, okay? They're replaceable. We all are replaceable in business. But if you treat your employees or you treat your team members like they're just a number and they're replaceable, they're not going to respect you. You have to be personable. You have to be a people's person in leadership. I don't care what anybody says. Some people are like, well, they're just an introvert and they don't really... Look, if you can't talk to people and you can't be personable with people, how do you expect to get that in return? You've got to give what you want, right? So, you've got to earn the trust. You've got to earn the respect of your team. And you really just need to know them and treat them as a person. That is the most crucial advice that I can give anybody that wants to get into a leadership role. That is the number one thing you need to do. Understand them as a person, okay? Moving on, let's talk about what I want to talk about next. Let's talk about the outsole, okay? So here's the outsole. What does the outsole have on it? The outsole has the traction, okay? And you know what the traction represents to me in a leadership perspective? Here's what it represents. This actually represents the tools that Kobe needed on the court to perform his job. This traction pattern is the tools, and that's the second most important thing that you as an upcoming leader needs to know. You've got to give your employees the tools that they need to succeed in their job. So a lot of people will get those two confused, my top 2, okay? They'll say, no, tools is the most important thing you need to give them. Without tools, they can't be successful. And I'll say you're wrong by saying that. To me, the number one thing you got to do is earn their trust and earn their respect. And then you give them the tools, because they can have all the tools they need in the world. In my personal opinion, you can give them everything they need to do to make their job successful. But if they don't trust you and they don't respect you as a leader, they're not going to do the job. It don't matter if they have the tools or not. So that's why I put tools at number 2. That's the traction pattern. The first thing you need to know is that name. Second thing you need to do is give them the tools. So what's next? Next, let's talk about the upper of the shoe. Okay, so you're talking about the snake skin, okay? To me, what this represents right here is don't be afraid to be who you are. Kobe was the black mamba, right? And so you see the snake skin around the shoe right here representing that black mamba. Kobe wasn't afraid to be who he was, right? He was himself. So always, as a leader, it's very crucial to know that you need to be yourself. You don't need to be fake, okay? People can pick up on a fake person like that. And that's one thing that will destroy trust and respect is if you're being fake. Now, I say all that to say, know your audience. If you're joyful and you're happy and you're whatever, and you walk into a room, read the room and get to know how the room is, before you go in there all joyful and everything. I'm not saying don't do that, because it's good to enlighten the crowd, right? But it's very important to know your audience as well. You have to be yourself, but know your audience. You don't have to change who you are to know your audience. And I hope that's making sense to you. But really, like I said, never be fake. Always be you. So what I want to move on to next, let's talk about the laces real quick, okay? Let's talk about the laces. What do the laces represent in leadership? To me, it's empowerment. The lace is the lockdown on everything, right? And so what do you think about when you talk about the lockdown, the execution, everything like that comes from the support system. Really, to me, that's talking about empowerment, okay? So that's my fourth step, empowerment. You've got to empower your people to be able to make decisions and be able to act on their own. You as a leader, part of your job is to let them make mistakes, let them fail, and fail with them. By the way, that's another crucial step. Fail with them. Don't put it off on your team when something goes wrong. Accept failure yourself, okay? But yeah, people learn from mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's about how you rebound from those mistakes, which makes you who you are. And it also is a learning process. So as a leader, like I said, empower your people to make decisions, support them. If they're going down the wrong path, of course, course correct them, no doubt, and mentor them, but allow them to be free. Allow them to have some creativity. And that's really crucial, as a leader. And then last but not least, let's look at the colorway. And this is my favorite thing. And that's why I said last but not least. This is a playful shoe. This is the Grinch, right? The Grinch. That's why it's green, it's loud, it's out there. What do I think about when I think about the colorway of this shoe as far as it relates to leadership? I think about humor. As a leader, you've got to have some sort of sense of humor. You've got to have fun at work. If you're not having fun at work, your team's not going to have fun at work. And it's very crucial to laugh, to enjoy work. I'm not saying joke around all the time and not get the job done, but you've got to have fun at work. If you're not having fun, what are you doing the job for? It's time to look for something else. And it's very crucial for you as a leader to keep that morale up on that team and to let your team have fun and let your team laugh. As long as you're getting the job done, there is nothing wrong at all with having humor. As a matter of fact, like I said, I think it's a crucial part of being a good leader. So let's go over everything real quick. And I'm stuttering. I don't know why. But because I'm human, right? I'm a person, right? So let's go everything one last time, and then we'll end the video. I hope you guys found this informative. And look, real quick, just to show you some of my credentials that I've got. I am a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt, for you guys that know what that is. I do have a certification in design thinking from Georgia Tech. I'm also, and this is going to be in my next video that I make in this series, I'm also a certified product owner. So if any of you guys have ever heard of Agile and Agile project methodology, I'm a certified product owner as well. So I'll be going over a little bit of the things that I've learned in that also. So again, if you like this type of video and you want to learn more about business, again, I'm no educator in business, okay? But I've lived that life for years, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I learned what it takes to kind of be a good leader. I consider myself a decent leader, man. I really do, because I love my people as people. And again, that's number one. So let's go over it again. Number one, the signature, okay? That's treat people as people and not a number. Number two, the traction, what does that represent? Give them the tools to do their job, right? Number three, the upper, be you. Don't be fake. Be you. Know your audience, but be you. Number four, the laces and the lockdown, empowerment. Empower your team to make decisions and be okay with failure. And then last but not least, again, the colorway, have humor. Laugh. Okay? It's really, the morale of your team kind of depends on that sometimes. So look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's Jamin. I'm signing out. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, get down in the comments and let me know. I'd be much appreciative. Until next time, hey, wear your shoes and be a good leader. It's Jamin. I'm out. Peace.